gather together to ultimately kill someone or remove their human rights and destroy their livelihood and their life when they are whistleblowing. So I've got a recording here. It's a 25-minute recording with a doctor. I'm going to play it and let it record, and then please do stay with it. Please do like, comment, and subscribe. And you can even send the doctor a bit of hate mail if you feel like it. I'm not promoting it, obviously. So here we go. Hopefully you can hear all of it. And yeah, please do enjoy. Sorry about the scenery I've got there. It's a bit of shit, but this. Well, as of today, the allegations of me barging into my neighbour's flat and threatening with a knife have been dropped. Right. Obviously, you don't have access to those notes here now.
Well, you're saying that, so...
It's on the system, yeah.
Which system?
It's been noted today on your system.
Yeah, so you're telling me?
Yeah. So therefore I'm not guilty by presumption. If I was guilty, I would have been charged, yeah?
I don't work with the police.
I'm not saying that.
That's the system, so you're telling me?
No, I'm not telling you. I'm telling you what staff told me.
Which staff?
The ward staff.
Are they the police? Are they the criminal justice system?
Police has told the ward staff that I'm not getting charged with the allegation of why I was sexual.
If that's what the police said, then that's what they've said. But, I can't say yes or no because I'm not the police. Unless they have they've written it.
No, it's written in the system. I've just been informed by that before the
system. If you're giving me information from the police, as in this is the letter I received from the police, then I can support you with that.
Well, the police has phoned the ward staff and they've informed Dr. Jenkins.
That's
who's
fine.
informed yourself, Dr.
That's fine.
Yeah, and I'm informing you as well.
Yeah, that's fine.
Right.
What I'm trying to say, I can't do anything with it.
Alright. So this is the reason why I was sectioned. Yeah, because I was taken to a police cell. And now this reason is being discounted.
What I'm trying to say is that unless I get it, it doesn't help me. But what's the reason? What do you want?
Well, what I'm telling you is I'm going through a few things that I want.
Okay.
So that reason for my section is being discounted. Since my admission, I haven't presented any risk factors to myself or others, which hopefully you can agree on.
Okay.
Is that an agreement? Okay. Or...
I really can't say anything. All I know is that you were transferred here from Berrywood Hospital.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and you were
I would say it another way then. No doctor has told me that I've presented risk factors.
No, all we know is that, I'll tell you what I know, is that you were transferred from Berrywood Hospital, and you were in an ICU, which we call the psychiatric intensive care unit.
Correct.
And you were stepped down to our ward.
Yeah, and since that time I've been arrested, I didn't display any risk factors to myself or others.
Since you've stepped down, because if you're in an ICU unit, it's regarded as the highest level of care.
Yeah, because the police, and your staff decided to put me there because it couldn't find me. Anyway, just arguing your point there. So I'm complying with medication. As the chart shows, I've got a copy of that chart, so it clearly states I'm complying with all medication. So therefore, I want to ask yourself and your team of doctors and your team of mental health professionals, in quotes, what part of the Mental Health Act are you keeping me here?
Like I said, I can't really give you...
Well, no, but you're a doctor and you work under the Mental Health Act, so what part of the Mental Health Act are you keeping me here?
Unless I have the whole information, I can't really give you any answer.
Well, I'm giving you the information. You've had an hour and a bit to get my records.
Yeah,
so I've requested to see a doctor about a Section 3 and you haven't turned up with anything.
Yeah,
you can't answer any of my questions.
You didn't tell them what you wanted us to have a chat about.
I told Dan I'd be...
Ask Dan, I did ask him about it, but he said you didn't want to say anything to them.
I told Dan I was in discomfort because you were going to perhaps Section 3 me, which is the reason why I asked him to call a doctor, and that's the reason why he turned up.
I don't have the ability to put you on the Section 2 and Section 3. Okay?
Why is that?
Yeah, because that's how it is.
Because that's how it is. You're a doctor and you don't have the ability to Section 3 me.
Yeah, no. I can put you on what we call a Section 5-2.
Which is?
The Section 5-2 allows us to keep you in hospital for 3
So what?
And it's your RC.
So yeah, that's irrelevant, isn't it?
Yeah. It's only your RC, and everybody has an RC, and your RC is Dr. Jenkins.
Okay. So yeah. So again, what part of the what section under the Mental Health Act do you keep me here based on this information I'm giving you now?
You're already on the section.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that section remains.
So based on the information I'm updating your team of doctors about,
the information you're updating is good.
The information I've got is clarified and confirmed by the medical staff on the
ward. The information is good, and what we need to do is to pass this information with how you've been on the ward.
So why aren't you making any notes?
Where?
Exactly, why aren't you making any notes?
I mean now?
Yeah, right now.
Should I be making notes?
Yeah, you should, because as of this meeting, you are now illegally detaining me because you can't quote don't interrupt me. You can't quote which part of the Mental Health Act you are keeping me here.
You're already detained in hospital.
And what?
You're already in hospital.
Yeah.
Listen.
So as I've explained to you, the reason why I was sectioned is now discounted because the police have dropped the allegations. I'm complying with my medication. I'm not displaying any risk factors to myself or others.
In a hospital.
So what grounds are you keeping me here?
Yeah, this is a hospital. Okay.
Really?
It's not a prison.
Well, it feels like a prison, and you are illegally detaining me as of this point.
It's not a prison. Okay. If the police have any charge against you, okay, then they should keep you in prison. So you're here because of your mental health. You're here.
So my mental health was questioned by the police when they said that I wasn't fit for police interview because they didn't provide me a solicitor within 24 hours.
Well,
yeah, that's what this note here says. That's what these notes here say, which I have.
That's
all right.
Yeah, all I'm saying is that invitation of the hospital.
Shall I read it to you? Yeah, I'll read it to you. Just so we can clarify it, that my detention is now illegal, and we're actually breaching my human rights as I speak. So he was arrested for barging into his upstairs neighbour's flat and threatening him with a knife, stating, "Mind your business." Lewis chose not to engage with assessment, placing a blanket over his face. His illness, something, requires an assessment, which I'm here for, yeah? So the police have dropped the allegations. You've had time to assess that I'm not a risk factor to myself or others and that I'm compliant with medication, which I'm telling you now and is confirmed by the ward staff that is complete. So I'm not a risk factor, I'm compliant with medication, and the police have no allegations against me. So therefore I ask you the question again, under what part of the Mental Health Act are you keeping me detained?
I'm telling you that you're in hospital for an assessment.
Yeah.
Okay?
So what part of the Mental Health Act are you assessing me?
You're under the Mental Health Act. Because
I may be a risk to myself or others.
It was fair that you got a mental illness.
Because I may be a risk to myself or others. Possibly.
Yeah.
So even after what I've just told you, you're saying I'm here because I may be a risk to myself or others.
What have you told me?
Everything I've just said.
Yeah.
You got a short-term memory problem.
You came into a hospital and it was assessed that you're a risk, and then you were transferred to ICU.
So again, I was a risk because the police arrested me, so therefore I posed a risk to be arrested, yeah? Therefore the allegations have been dropped, so therefore that risk factor disappears. So am I a risk to myself or others? And it's a legitimate question.
You're in the hospital. Okay, it's not because of your problem with the police.
But it is, that's why I was ultimately brought to ICU. Yeah, I appreciate you speaking over this. I really appreciate you speaking over me all the time. So like I say, you are treating me as a prisoner. You are illegally detaining me over this point. I'll ask you another question. I already prepared for this because you wouldn't quote a part of the Mental Health Act because it seems that you are just... Can I finish my question? Can I finish my question? So, as I said, you are unable to quote which part of the Mental Health Act you are illegally detaining me under. So you are breaching my human rights as we speak. Would you agree with that?
We have a right to detain you.
Okay. So you have a right to detain me on 28 days. So therefore, yeah, I will again show you. I've already mentioned to my tribunal that you sectioned me unlawfully. All right. So the police allegations of me threatening to kill have been dropped. Yeah. I'm not a threat to myself or others, and I'm compliant with medication. So what grounds are you keeping me here?
Well, all these things is what you're saying, all right? However, you are in hospital in the mental health unit for an assessment of your mental health.
Yeah, so and therefore...
It is up to the team, okay, who's trying to manage you that makes that decision.
So therefore,
With you also involved.
So therefore, is 25 days not enough of assessment based on police allegation?
Like I said,
if you can't comment on a criminal matter, yeah, then why will the police won't comment on a mental health matter? So both of you intertwined are disrupting and breaching my human rights.
Well, you've got a right, okay?
Could you tell me my human rights? Do you know my human rights?
You've got rights to challenge. You've got rights.
Do you know human
You've got
rights?
rights to challenge.
So what part of the mental health act, I'll ask you again, are you keeping me here for?
You've got a right.
Based on you've assessed me for 25 days.
You've got a right to challenge the detention in the hospital.
Which I've done.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay? And even at that, you still got the right to challenge the decision as well.
Yeah. So therefore, 25 days after being assessed, yeah, the doctor sat there this morning and said, I'll give you 1 hour escorted leave.
Okay.
Right, so I'm not a risk factor, but allegations have been dropped. I'm complying with medication, you'll give me 1 hour's escorted leave.
The leave is
why is that?
The leave is supposed to test out the risk.
Yeah, why is that?
Because we want to test out the risk.
Because the police arrested me on an allegation, therefore I pose a risk. Is that what you're saying?
That's two different things.
So could you explain that?
You're detained here for a mental health.
Yeah, I've been assessed for 25 days.
Not for your problem with the police.
Assessed for 25 days because of a referral. Yeah? So I'll give you a chance, 10 minutes to go and look, yeah, onto your notes on the system and explain to me why. You can update the notes and come back and explain why I'm here.
I don't have to explain anything. You're here.
No, you do, because I'm asking you legally now. I'm asking you legally, as a citizen with human rights, after being assessed for 25 days on police allegations, why are you illegally detaining me right now?
You here for police allegation.
So, am I a risk to myself or others?
That's two different things.
Am I a risk to myself?
If you're a risk to yourself.
Am I a risk to myself? Have I self-harm?
You are under assessment, okay, for your mental health problem.
So,
and for
is that an answer?
You
sound like a politician, mate, not a doctor.
All I'm saying.
So therefore, I'll tell you again, I'm not a risk to myself.
That's fine.
Because nobody has told me I'm a risk to myself.
You've said it, that's fine.
Yeah, and I'm not a risk to others, and I haven't presented any risk factors. So therefore, the only other thing is medication, of which I'm compliant with.
It's all of us, okay, to try and make that decision.
Alright, so do you want to go away and update your notes as to what I told you and come back?
Like I said, there's really no reason to do that.
Why?
Okay.
Because we're here at 10 o'clock on a Friday night, because I'm illegally detained, and you're not even bothered to go and update your notes after you've been called out.
There is no reason to do that.
Why?
Okay?
Because you're happy with illegally detaining me under my human rights.
You have a right. You have your right to appeal.
You don't even know.
You have a right to appeal.
You can't tell me my human rights as a doctor who's got a chance to take away liberty, and you can't even tell me what grounds under the Mental Health Act you're detaining me under.
Well, I've said it over and over again, okay? And like I've said...
But you haven't given me an answer to any of my questions. You do have to give me an answer, because you're a consultant.
I tell you your rights.
Go on then, tell me my rights.
Your rights is that you can speak to your lawyer.
Alright, give me the phone then.
Well, the staff will give you a phone if you can get it.
Okay, so staff will allow me a phone call.
Lawyer, okay? And I believe we're giving you a handbook.
Okay, yeah, I've got numbers. Yeah, don't worry, I've got numbers. Yeah. So, but I need, if I'm speaking,
legal matters.
If I'm speaking to a mental health representative, yeah, what reason do I say to him that you are detaining me?
Well, then you for assessment of your mental health.
So I've been here for 25 days, I've been assessed, the doctor sat there today, he did not say I was a risk to myself, he did not say I was a risk to others, and I'm complying with medication.
That's good.
So what reason are you detaining me under the Mental Health Act?
That's good.
What do you mean that's good? Yeah. What reason are you detaining me under the Mental Health Act?
I told you already that you're here for an assessment of your mental health.
I'm not interested in what your lips say, mate. Why are you detaining me?
I don't know what else you want to say. I've told you that you're here.
I just want you to give me one reason so I can phone the solicitor right now and say I'm being detained after 25 days for this reason.
Of your mental health.
Okay, so is 25 days not enough time to assess that I'm not a risk?
You've got 28 days to assess.
Yeah.
And within that 28, at any point within that 28 days, it can be changed.
Exactly. Exactly, and it can also be removed to not on section. Yeah. So therefore, why hasn't either decision been made?
Because we still have 28 days to make that decision.
But again, I've presented to a doctor 3 times that I'm not arresting myself or others, that I'm compliant with medication.
Which is fine.
The allegations have been dropped as to why I was originally detained.
Which is fine.
So therefore, as of now, not retrospectively, now, today, this point in time, why are you detaining me under section?
We have 28 days to assess.
That's not a reason.
And
You can't just pick people off the street and section them and say we have 28 days.
Yeah, it's only after 28 days, okay? It's only after 28 days that the decision is not made that you can legally say that we are breaching your human rights.
But you are breaching my human rights as of this point now.
You have a right to feel so.
No, I have law on my side.
That's fine.
You should have assessed me within 25 days. The police allegations were dropped at 4 p.m. today, yeah? So therefore, what grounds are you detaining me? Are you happy to detain me for the full 28 days?
Yeah, we have the right to do that.
Are you happy to do that?
I can't say if I'm happy or not.
So what right under a mental health act?
Work together.
I'll ask you a question, right? Because I need to speak to my sister after this. What right? Do you understand the connotation of the word right? Yeah. What right under the Mental Health Act are you now keeping me here?
The law allows us to keep you in hospital 28 days.
Okay. So what reason? You have to give a conceivable reason as to why I'm here.
Because we're assessing your mental health.
Okay. So again, I gave you a chance to go and make some notes as of the update to my mental health, and you've refused to do that.
Yeah.
So you're non-complying with the act yourself.
Which act?
The same act you're keeping me here for. If you won't go and update the notes, and you're using retrospective information, then you are again putting an obstacle into the Mental Health Act. You are. It's not worded how it should be, but it is.
There is an obstacle. And they have a right to keep you in hospital 28 days to freely assess your mental health.
Alright, so are you able to go and update the notes now? Are you physically able to do so?
Go and update the notes.
Are you physically able to update the notes? I'm meaning that there seems to be another reason, which isn't the allegation, which isn't me presenting any risk factors, and isn't medication as to why I'm here. Because you don't seem to want to go and fill in the notes now, update my information so I can have another chat in the morning.
Like I said, okay?
And can you answer the question? Not like I said 10 minutes ago.
Yeah. I have enough information, okay?
So can you go and update the notes?
I have enough information to have a chat with you about, what you're complaining about.
So can you go and update the notes?
There is no reason to update the notes.
Why?
Because we have enough information to discuss with you about your...
But no one's updated the information since the allegations have been dropped at 4 p.m.
I'm saying the allegation of the police has only been 2 weeks.
So that's the reason why I'm here. That's what this piece of paper states. Shall I say it again? Shall I state it again, right? He was arrested for barging into his upstairs neighbour's flat, threatening him with a knife, stating, "Mind your business," right? Therefore, the consultant to this believes he has significant risks. Voluntary admission is not possible. So the significant risk is because I apparently did this act here. Yeah? Do you understand what's written here by your own consultants? Do you understand that? Okay.
That event,
Getting somewhere.
That event was a trigger for coming to hospital.
So correct. So you just admitted that this reason I just stated was the reason why I'm here, yeah? You just said that. You just said that.
I said it is the trigger.
Yeah?
For coming to hospital.
The trigger basically means the reason.
Precipitating factor for coming to hospital.
Yeah.
Okay. But you're in hospital for an assessment of your mental health.
Yeah.
Okay.
So as of 4 p.m.
Because it was fair that you use yourself and to others.
As of 4 p.m. Yeah, the significant risk factor reported by whoever's squiggled this form and not even bothered to fill in their name has disappeared because the police have dropped the allegation, which is the significant risk factor.
Yeah. The information, the police is a separate arm.
Really? I thought the police and the NHS were like similar entities. I understand the police and the NHS has a different name for a different reason. I understand
that. When you come within the NHS, there are different disciplines. Okay?
So again, are you going to go and update the notes?
Like I'm telling you, this is a psychiatric unit. I will not...
You're a doctor. You're a doctor. This is a psychiatric unit. You won't go and update the notes.
Yeah, there's no reason to.
Why won't you go and update the notes to say that I have been released of the allegations?
Like I said, if you bring me a letter from the police,
okay, should we phone them now and just check my bail condition?
I can't phone them.
Well, can I speak to my solicitor now and pass the phone to you?
Well, if you want to speak to your solicitor, you're free to speak to your solicitor.
Well, your job is to gain facts. Your job is to ascertain facts to see if a patient... Don't interrupt me. Your job is to ascertain facts that a patient is or is not a risk.
Yeah.
Correct, yeah?
Yeah.
Right, so we agree on something.
Yeah.
So therefore, I could phone a solicitor now to confirm that the police have dropped the allegation, which again is the significant risk factor in this document that I'm holding, which confirms why I'm here.
Yeah, you can do that.
And you don't want to find the facts.
Yeah, the facts, as I know it, is that you're here for assessment of mental health.
And?
Okay? It has nothing to do with the police matter. A police matter is a different matter.
So what? You can make all the threats you want on your phone.
Okay. Hello? Yeah. Yeah, hi. Yeah, if you can just do the basic stuff, sir. Okay. Yes. Okay. Alright.
So again, just to clarify what I've said, right, the main risk factor as to why I'm here has been rescinded, resolved, whatever word you want to use, yeah? And it said I'm appeared paranoid, right? So I haven't presented a risk factor to myself, I haven't presented a risk factor to anybody else. I'm complying with my medication, mild antipsychotic, once a day. So therefore, why are you continuing? The assessment should be done. Why are you continuing to talk about Section 3? And why are you continuing to detain me?
What I will say, I will encourage you to continue, okay, to engage with us, okay? In regards to the period of assessment, it is we that make that decision in conjunction with you.
Okay, so can you now go and update the notes as to what we've discussed and put it on the system for Dr. Jenkins, my
In
consultant?
regards to the police allegation, we don't have any.
I'm not asking that.
We don't engage in it.
I'm not asking that.
It's a different matter.
Can you go and update the system as a doctor who's had a consultation with me to add notes onto the system so that Dr. Jenkins can speak with me
In regards
to the conversation we just had?
Yeah, I'll do that. But what I'm trying to say is that...
Are you going to update that now before you leave, or are you just going to fly here and fly out without writing anything?
I'll update it when I'm ready to update it.
Okay, and when will that be? Do you know? When it's likely?
I'll have to do that. Okay. But in terms
You'll have to do that.
if you
Yeah,
want to
that makes
find out
sense.
whether the information has been updated, there's a process to find out. Okay, the information has been updated and things like that.
Yeah, I've had it a few times now. Yeah.
Remind you about updating the notice that the problem with the police is separate from.
But it's not separate, is it? Because it says on this document here that's the main presenting risk factor. It says it in black and white on your own admission form. That's the admission form hospital.
Yeah,
Do you understand that?
That's a trigger for your admission to hospital.
Yeah. So which one is it? You deny it and then accept it?
I've said it is your trigger for admission to hospital.
So this is the trigger, in your own words, for the admission to hospital, but it's not the reason.
That's not the reason why.
Okay. Right. Thanks for your time. So as now, I now deem it that you are illegally detaining me under section. Thanks for your time.